So you're thinking about running, but not sure how to take the first step. My name is Brian Patterson, and I'm here to help. Welcome to Brian's Run Pod. Hey there, fellow runners and listeners. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Brian's Run Pod, and I'm your host, Brian Patterson. And today we're diving right back into our conversation with the incredible Carleth Keys, a running influencer with over 150,000 followers. If you've missed part one, I highly recommend going back and giving it a listen. You won't want to miss a single moment of Carleth's journey. In part two of our chat, we're getting into the nitty-gritty of how Carleth transformed her social media presence from creating stunning cinematic cityscape videos to becoming a beloved figure in the running community on Instagram. Well, we'll explore a simple shift in focus sparked phenomenal follower engagement, leading to a thriving online hub for long-distance runners and marathon enthusiasts. Carleth shares some amazing insights from the Instagram's creator tools, showing how she tailored her content to fit her audience needs, from showcasing scenic routes, as we've said, and discussing gear preferences to sharing expert running tips. And it's not just about the content. We'll hear about the genuine connections she's made through personal interactions and DMs, turning simple followers into close friends and shared aspirations. In this episode, we'll also immerse ourselves in powerful stories of resilience and transformation from within her running community, from a young man's inspiring weight loss journey, shedding over 400 pounds or being 400 pounds, to chase the 6-star marathon challenge, to the emotional impact of a father's annual tribute to his late son through the New York City Marathon. And these stories are just sure to tug at the heartstrings. We'll discover the global reach of the Carleth Run community and how it continues to foster a robust community spirit even when personal setbacks like surgery have kept Carleth from running. This heartfelt conversation truly underscores the power of running to unite people and drive personal growth even in the face of adversity. So lace up your running shoes and get comfortable and join us as we dive into part two of our incredible journey with Carleth Keys. And as I said, if you haven't listened to the first part, please do. And also all our other exciting interviews. So listening to Brian's Run Pod, this is the episode that you just don't want to miss.
So I realized that people started following me not because of my beautiful cinematic videos about the city, but about me running.
Yeah.
And I realized they didn't want to see, and I said, well, probably I can do like a cinematic video of the place I'm running in. So no, people didn't want to see this, the scenic, route that I'm running in. They wanted to see me running, how I run, what I feel, what I use for running. So all these, little details that people get curious about, like, oh, because I'm starting to run too. So I really need to know what she's wearing, what shoes she prefers, and why is she wearing that vest instead of that one? Why is she wearing that vest this way and not that way? Why the hat? Why not the glasses? So many questions that people started asking. And that's how I started engaging with other runners, like me.
Yeah. And did you sort of, was it like, because you kind of built up the momentum, you started posting sort of on a daily basis or 2 or 3 times a day, or did that help? How many times you posted?
Well, I kind of found out once you get to know your audience, and that's how it starts, like by engaging with them, what kind of questions they ask themselves or they ask you, what they're curious about. And they see that there's a pattern, like they want to see more content, like on a daily basis. And it's just a trial and error, I guess. It all happened very organically, just by knowing your audience, where they come from. So right now, the main 50% are from the US. The other 50 are from all over the world. Like I would say probably London, the UK, Australia and Canada are the other big ones that have followers, maybe English speakings. Believe it or not, even I'm a Venezuelan, my main language is Spanish.
Yeah.
But now I've been, forced to do all my content in English because that's what my base is.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just like you get to know your audience and you adapt to your audience to what they want to see. And then I realized that it wasn't all about running. I mean, it's just this particular aspect of running that is long distance, more specifically marathons, more specifically people who are chasing the 6 stars, they were major marathons. So you start to niche down your own audience, it's just like,
all right.
it's
So
not
that's the secret.
runners. It's just people around my age that are seeking goals after having a successful career or whatever, maybe not successful, but you want to escape your reality or do something else aside from being a mom or a dad or going to work 9 to 5. You want to achieve something for yourself. That's pretty much the audience I'm speaking to.
Yeah.
So
and so that's something you kind of learned along the way as to the makeup of, and was that kind of by accident, or were you sort of looking for?
You know what helped around that time that Instagram decided to implement, the program of being a creator versus having a personal or business account. Mm-hmm. So by giving you the choice of you turning your account into a creator account, you get access to all these insights. And then I realized, that where my followers have come from, where the age range are. Yeah. And that's when I realized I kind of map out, okay, what kind of people are following me right now. So
you could get analytics in terms of, that's interesting.
That's how I started to, and just by talking to them too. I mean, they all DM me and I answer as I can, Right now is kind of crazy to almost 160,000 people there, but
that's a bit difficult.
Before I could have like a straight conversation, like I could answer a DM probably in the next 10 minutes. And now it just takes me probably 4 to 5 days because it's just a long list but I always take time to talk to them.
Oh, that's good.
I know where they come from and what they want. And just because I'm curious too. I want to know who's watching my videos, what kind of audience I'm attracted to my account.
I've got down here, are there any notable stories of your followers who've inspired you?
Of my followers?
Yeah. Are there any stories that, I mean, if you say no, you don't know, it's difficult to know, but I mean.
No, I interesting enough that along all this, I've been doing this for 3 years, and some of my followers, especially from the early years, they have become my friends, very close friends. And because we meet at races and then it's repetitive, just like we see each other in races and at the start line, we pretty much run the same time. So also the finish line, we race the same races around the world. So we kind of make plans together to go to those races together. So they become my friends and they're my source of inspiration too. Man, I've run with this kid who is, he was, I would say probably 400 pounds. When he started running. And this boy right now, he's just kicking butt, like he's going, he's chasing his 6 stars too. And I've seen his change in his body shape, throughout the years, and he's doing amazing. That's something that I'm very proud of him because he never quit once. When we did all these trainings together in group trainings, in New York City, he was always the last one to, everybody was running probably at like a standard pace. He was always the slowest.
Yeah.
But he never quit. He never let that to put him down. He was fuel for him to get better and better and better. And I look at him right now, it's just like, wow, what a transformation. Something that he worked on for so long and he never hesitated to continue, So that's the type of stories that I love.
Yeah.
People, for example, there's another follower who became a really close friend. He's been running the New York City Marathon every single year since 2007 when his son died. It was a promise.
Oh dear. Okay.
On his bedside. Yeah. He died in New York City. He's from Texas, but for whatever reason, he took his son to be examined in New York City.
Yeah.
And just so happened that he died around the time that the New York City Marathon was happening, and that's how we started running. We just kind of like, for him, he clicked. He's like, now I'm gonna run this race every year in the name of my son. So yeah, he's been doing it year after year just to remember his son. And well, like that's so many stories. I don't know. You're coming out of guard, actually. But there's so many beautiful stories. Mine is nothing. I've met people along the way that have achieved so much just by running and chasing their own goals.
Yeah. I suppose that's the beauty of it, is that you get energy from the people who follow you, as well as you providing the advice and, to those people. Because I know I was looking today when I was at work on your Instagram, that you have this kind of running community thing. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Oh, the Carleth Run Club.
Well, yes, yeah.
It actually started as I was, going to different cities to run either races or just because I was vacationing there. So I started this group on Strava, and also like when they do like the channels, how to call it, the broadcast channels in Instagram. So it was a way for me to tell them, hey, I'm going to be in this city. I would love to run with you, with the followers in that city, so that I would meet different people in Portugal. I was in Bali like last summer, also run with people in Bali there. So it's just like wherever I go, that's what I call the Carleth Run Club. But then, of course, now I can't run. So I'm not.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Right now because of my surgery. So I just wanted to keep that momentum, that community sense of us running together, just by sharing my expertise in a more intimate level, like outside of Instagram. So because sometimes I feel as you grow in the platform, you kind of lose, like I was saying, it's just hard for me to keep track of everybody trying to communicate with me. So getting so late on my DMs. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to just need to move this community aside. Whoever wants to keep in touch with me and get more advice, for their races, because, as I'm training, I'm also giving a lot of advice for everybody who's training for the same race, for people who are training for Berlin, for Chicago, for New York City. So, but since I'm not in any of those races, but I have all the knowledge, I would love to share them too.
Yeah. Because I know when I listened to one of the podcasts that you were on, that you said that although you're not, an affiliated coach, but you have people, who was, I think, a strength person, nutritionist, something, and then they can they provide the advice to whoever wants it.
We did that. Was last year for when we were training for London. That's when we launched Let's Run Club officially.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people were training for the same race as I was. So I wanted to, kind of, why don't we train together? So I had my coach who was actually planning the whole training for London. And I thought it was a great idea to share this plan with the rest of the people who are running London, who are following me and want to, follow the same plan I'm doing. So that's what we did for London. So it was fun. That's how we created the London community, the London Marathon community. But then, like I said, like I had to do the surgery right after London, so I'm not training, but at least I maintain the run club.
Do you mind me asking as to how you're coping with not running at the moment?
I'm going crazy.
All right.
Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard.
Is there light at the end of the tunnel?
Well, yes, it's kind of discouraging when I see myself that I can't even walk straight yet.
Right.
I still depend on a crutch.
Okay.
And it's been 7 weeks. So yeah, it's hard for me to cope with the fact that after running for 5 years straight and now I'm kind of like useless,
Right.
And it doesn't help to open, your Instagram and then see everybody's doing all these races and everybody's running but you. And It's very discouraging, but that's why, it helps me to maintain, the Carleth Run Club, keep me busy. And also I decided to just jump into the YouTube also
Yeah.
to see if I can gather other type of community, because I've realized that people don't like to see me suffering
No.
on Instagram. They're
Mm.
used to me running happy and, just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
always, when they see me in crutches and going through that pain and they see me crying in pain, I mean, they kind of like, it's a shock to them. So I'm like, okay, so I'm going to take all my drama to YouTube. So whoever wants to watch it, so fine. If you don't, okay, we'll continue doing something different here on IG. It's funny how people, they
Yeah.
let you, or they just put you in this box that, no, you are the happy runner that I know. I don't like to see you, suffering like the rest of us,
Yeah.
because I know I'm not the only one with a knee surgery, just
No,
like,
exactly. Well, I mean, top athletes and, professionals have this all the time. If I
yeah,
had
but
a,
people don't talk about their struggles,
yeah, I
that's
know. I mean,
that's what I
although I'm not anywhere, I don't do as much mileage, not as much as I used to, but, I've been suffering with policeman's heel, plantar fascia, and even, even though I'm on a very smaller scale, I'm not doing any running, I'm just doing the cross trainer and in the gym and that kind of thing. But I kind of look longingly at the treadmills, looking forward to the time when I can start running or go following a program, that kind of thing. So in a way, I feel your pain. So,
yeah, thank you.
so, and I just wanted to say before we finished, I think you've do you have any sporting heroes?
Oh, Kipchoge, of course. Kipchoge. I mean, he's like the man. I mean, like it's my dream to one day get to meet him, and he has so much wisdom. And yeah, I just want to kind of get close to him and see if I can get some of his, energy and vibes and strength and everything, and good knees. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's gonna help, but yeah, of course, Eliud Kipchoge to me is just like, the biggest star, the GOAT.
Yeah. So are you would do you think you be, or will you be in New York, or you at the time of the Olympics, or have you had an opportunity to get tickets for Paris or not?
I don't think I'm going to Paris. I will have a busy summer with the kids.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm actually heading to New York in the next 2 days to see my people over there. I don't know how it's going to be like, because every time I go to the city, it's just to run with my friends. I miss them so much.
Yeah.
And right now, I'm not in condition to be running, so I don't know how it's going to be. But
Yeah, yeah.
at least I'm going to get fit from all their energy and good
I
vibes.
was going to ask you about your training and your schedule, but maybe it's not the right time, seeing as that you're injured at the moment.
Well, it's funny that you ask, because I just saw my doctor yesterday, and I'm like, sometimes I look at the calendar and I say, well, Japan is Tokyo is in 8 months away.
Yeah.
And I'm still not walking right. I mean, it's
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
possible. I'm not gonna make it.
Mm.
My doctor said, it's just like you have to see it with a different light and different lenses or perspective. I mean, it's just like you have to modify your training. It's not about running anymore. Now you have to get your cardio and your heart rate through other methods.
Yeah.
Like you have to incorporate more biking or swimming or something else that doesn't require you to do long runs like that.
Mm.
Because otherwise, it's not going to be possible for me to even get to the start line of Japan. So
Okay.
I have to do a different type of training that probably I'm going to start in November, but it might not entail running.
Right.
So
okay.
this is going to be a complete different process for me. And it's going to be, to me, it's going to be fun to prove that you can run a marathon without actually running, or maybe
Right.
not.
Okay.
You cannot run a marathon. But at least I said I try it.
Okay. Okay.
So it will be interesting to see if that is actually possible.
All right. I know you spent time in Jamaica recently, and you're wearing the Jamaican t-shirt, something like that. How was that? Because I remember I think I saw you on one of their track and field events. I mean,
It was amazing because I mean I got to meet a lot of track athletes from the island, and some of them are heading to Paris.
That's right. That's right.
We hung out with Usain Bolt and also with the
Oh, really? Oh, right.
yeah, the second fastest man also. So they were there like this. They're very humble people, and they teach you like we were like a bunch of creators, like moms and dads and people, day by day people that they don't do this professionally. We're just creators. And it was like two different worlds, the track athletes who have been dedicated their entire life to running and to represent the country and all that. And us, the amateurs,
Yeah.
So they were teaching us how to run, how to do huddles, how to do, speed track workouts. And it was fun to kind of have that exchange.
Because it's like I don't know, it's like a disease. I mean, it's like, in Jamaica, sprint running is massive. It's a big thing, isn't it?
I mean, to me, it was mind blowing because you would go to a bar or restaurant, they had like these big TV screens. When usually here in Spain, you see all these soccer matches or football matches.
Yeah, that's right.
In the US would be American football. In Jamaica, it's literally track and field. You don't see any other stuff. Sport, just track and field. So it was like, wow.
Yeah. Maybe cricket.
My people. Like, this is what I want to watch. So clearly I wanted to stay there living. So so that they breed really, good athletes, and you can tell they're built for that. They're really big people, beautiful bodies. I mean, they're like, wow, the sprinters, beautiful legs. Amazing legs, amazing knees. I mean,
all right. Well, I'd just like to say a massive thank you for coming on to the podcast. Sorry about the little technical glitches. I was speaking to someone from Canada the other day, and I was having the same sort of issues then. So I don't know whether it's me or I don't know someone up there. But thank you very much, Carleth. Do you want to just give how we can reach you on Instagram, sort of like some links?
Oh, yeah. Just like my name, Carleth Keys, Carleth Keys, all together. That's my IG, my TikTok. Also, I'm on Shorts in YouTube. And YouTube, you can find me too, Carleth Keys, just like my name.
Right. Okay. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today. And as I said, thank you. Big thanks for coming on the podcast. And I hope, I'm sure everything will be fine, and I'm sure you'll make Tokyo, however way you're going to be training. I'm sure you'll make it.
Thank you. I'll keep you posted. If you follow my YouTube channel with all my struggles, yes.
Will do. All right. Thanks very much.
Right. Thank you so much.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And that's a wrap for another exhilarating episode of Brian's Run Pod. Thanks for tuning in, folks. As always, we've got your back with all things running. And next week, get ready for some awesome beginner hints and tips to kickstart your running journey. Oh, and before we sign off, exciting news. We're now available on YouTube. So whether you're pounding the pavement or chilling at home, you can catch us there too. Plus, we have a new feature on the podcast. You can now send me a message. Yep, you heard it right. Brian's Run Pod has become interactive with the audience. If you look at the top of the episode description, tap on Send Us a Text Message. You can tell me what you think of the episode, or alternatively, what you would like covered. If you're lucky, I might even read them out on the podcast. Hey, if you want to keep up with the latest updates, behind the scenes fun, and even some exclusive content, make sure to follow me on social media. You can find me on Twitter, or should I say X, at Brian's Run Pod. We've also just launched a shiny new Facebook page. Simply search for Brian's Run Pod and give us a like. And don't forget to hop on over to Instagram, where you can catch all our visual adventures at Brian's Run Pod. For those of you who love diving deep into the episodes, head over to our website, www.briansrunpod.co.uk, and there you'll find detailed show notes, handy chapter markers, make it too easy to navigate through our favourite discussions. Please leave a review, as it will always help others find this podcast. Music is by Happy Days by Stock Audio, not forgetting artwork by Alice Patterson. Till next week, thanks again for listening.